Good morning, everyone. Today we have a special episode for you, starring me, Ella.
Excuse me.
Yes?
What are you doing in here?
I'm making an episode for YouTube and doing it in front of a thing so it looks cool.
Are you going to show the people about the super new product we got?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it again then.
Guys, we're back with a super special product, and I got my little brother Avery, and you can only get the super special product at Premium Aquatics. Go ahead.
Alright guys, you heard it here. The super special product. Bashi Smart Series ATO containers. They come in the 10-gallon or the 5-gallon, but they're in the Smart Series color scheme. So this one is blue and gray, so it's going to match my sump perfectly. I can't wait to get it in there. I had to do a little DIY to my stand because it didn't fit width-wise to where I needed it, so I had to do a little chopping on my leg and make it fit. It looks perfect. I'll get it in there here in a little bit and show you. But this unit is immaculate, just like all of his stuff is. Has the etching on the front here of the gallon, so you know exactly what you have left in here. The Bash C logo down here. We have a lid on top to minimize our evaporation, which has the nice Premium Aquatics clownfish. Love that. Very easy to get set up. The best part is back here on the back. There's two ports that we can utilize, so I'll take you off the stand so you can see that. But I can't wait to get this set up. For me, right now I'm using it as an auto top off, which is mainly what you would use this for, but I'm going to be using it in conjunction with a dosing pump. It's what I have right now. I'm getting an ATO unit to put on it here shortly, but for now I've got a single dosing pump that I'm going to utilize, figure out what I'm looking at as far as evaporation in the sump on a daily basis, and look at it over a longer period like a week and get an average of what I'm doing. Obviously evaporation is going to change daily according to your atmosphere, humidity, all that. It shouldn't be substantial, so I'm not too concerned about it. The dosing pump will work unless you're significantly seeing more and more evaporation as the week and month goes on. Then obviously you could start stacking up how far off you get on your salinity, so you do want to be careful with that. And obviously you should be looking at your tank anyways to make sure that nothing is off. So it'll be very clear for me, since my sump is open, to notice, hey, my level's a little bit lower than normal even with my ATO, so I can make those fine-tune adjustments as needed. But once I get an average, it should for the most part stay in that area, so I'm not too concerned about it right now. And I've got an ATO coming, so I'll switch that out to have something that has an optical sensor. If your dosing pump does have the ability to have an optical sensor or a float switch, then it'll work perfect. It'll work beautifully. You don't have to worry about it. You can set it up however you want to, but this particular unit I'm going to be using does not have that option, so it just leaves a little bit in the air that there could be this just slight variances between day-to-day dosage. So I'm going to get this set up. Let's get you off, and so you can take a look at the top here real quick. So we have the nice lid, nice big opening to pour in your water, get your water in there. On the back though, it has the common hole for your tubing, for your outlet, whatever you want to utilize here. We have this, so that makes it nice and organized, but it also has a speed fitting. What makes a speed fitting nice, in my opinion, here is one, it's a speed fitting. If you're using 1/4-inch tubing, it makes it so much nicer, look really nice and clean instead of going through this tube. Not a huge difference, but what it does on the inside, because you're going to be able to put a rigid piece of tubing that's going to go into that speed fitting, and it's going to go all the way down to, you know, as close to the bottom as possible, as opposed to if you're just putting tubing in there or whatever. If it's, you know, a tubing sitting somewhere up in this range, you're essentially not using any of this down here. So if you have that rigid tubing going all the way down, you're making sure you're maximizing what water you have in here for top off. If you're using ESV Bionic 2-part, where you're getting those 5-gallon buckets, this technically you could put in there and utilize this as a dosing container. Obviously it's a very big dosing container, but it's something you could do if you're making large batches of those 2 parts and dosing it on a constant level. This would be a really nice addition. So this is dosing pump. I'm going to be using the Kimura X1 Bluetooth unit. Really great. It's really cool to set up. I've already downloaded the app and I've played around with it a little bit, but it's really nice. So I'm going to be utilizing this for now, just until I get my ATO unit. But it's actually a really decent setup. Since it uses a little bit smaller tubing, I can't hook it up here to the John Guest speed fitting. So what I'm going to do is just put the tubing into this hole here. I can actually sit this dosing pump right on here. It actually makes it really nice. We'll talk about that later in another video, but for now, this is how I'm going to have it set up, just like this, and then I'll feed the other line through the dosing tube holders in the sumps. Real quick before I show you the ATO setup on the system, I actually have another piece of equipment that I've been really excited about. I opened that up, so let me show you that real quick and show you what I got. I wanted one of these for a long time now on one of my systems, and I never got one. I don't know why, I just never did, but I'm a geek, and so I love it, and I've been waiting to open this box for I don't know how many months now. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. It's a power center. I've wanted one of these for so long, and I just never went out and splurged to get one. But on this system, I decided, you know what? I've got a ton of equipment on. I want it to be easy to turn off and on without having to unplug and travel cords and see what's what. So I decided to get it. Now, we don't sell these, mostly used for DJs and that sort of setup, but it's got these nice on-off switches with the back having all the outlets for each channel, so I can really organize down below so I don't have cords running everywhere. Alright guys, here it is set up. The colors look phenomenal next to each other. I love that they match. Obviously it's a little bit hidden by this beam, but not too worried about it. It still looks great. I've got the dosing pump back here, and then my return line, as I mentioned, comes over here to the dosing tube holder. That works out perfect. And actually I've hooked up a couple of controllers for units for the return pump, my heater. I've got one more to add up there, and then actually right here to the right is the DJ bar up in here. I'm going to get these cords a little bit more organized so they're out of the way of this ATO, and they won't get in the way of me messing with anything back there. So I'll get those a little bit more organized, but I'll pop up here and show you the DJ bar. Here's that. I just decided to put it here so it's nice and easily accessible. I put 2 screws into the side of my stand so I can actually lift this up, take it completely out if I need to. That way I have easy access to the outlets underneath of it. And then all I just literally have to do is put some labels here so I know exactly what is what, and my cords are going to be labeled as I get them all connected, and then I just have to turn it off and on as I'm ready to use it. So I'm excited. I'm glad to finally have that on my system. It's looking great. Alright guys, we're going to get out of here. We're going to go grab a bite to eat. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to look in the links in the description below for the ATO Smart Series sump. You're only going to find it here at Premium Aquatics. And as always,
make sure you give us a huge thumbs up, click that subscribe button, turn on notifications.
And we'll see you next weekend.
Make sure you give us a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, turn on notifications.
And we'll see you
next weekend.
and we'll see you next weekend. Okay? So you say it.
And we'll see you next weekend.
Okay, good.
That's what I've always said.
No, it sounds.
And
we'll see you next weekend. High five. Yes.
Next weekend. Tomorrow.
Huh?
Okay.